crew is West Coast Rockers, California. And now I've just divided my own practice through yoga and calisthenics. Many years of that brought to this inception, which is cyber yoga. And today I'll basically just be covering like arm balances, handstands, and inversions, all the basics. And then maybe later on in the future, we'll have a lot more to elaborate on that. But right now, it's just, all the very basic fundamentals of arm balances and like handstands. So yeah, so this class is pretty much for all levels, and I'll just go through some warm-ups and I'll break everything down and just have some fun. I'm just here to simply share my information and knowledge, and hope you all appreciate it and leave inspired. And there's a famous b-boy in here, I know, Menno. Yeah. Props to Menno. Props to b-boy Menno and everybody else here. So much love. And yeah, let's get going. And
if you want, Lamont, we can kind of go around the circle, kind of people introduce.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Today, we kind of like pride the what we're doing on just building community, like using the arts as a way to build like a healthy community. Awesome. His little one's jumping on the screen. So yeah, let's go in a circle. As much as circle, I'm just gonna look at the screen actually and call people out. And I'll start with some of the teachers on the Synergy Online. So Janal, he leads the Synergy movement. He's a capoeirista, and he's out in the East Coast. He's in Maryland, I believe. There's Jay, recently engaged. Jay, you're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
Yeah, good to be here. I'm excited. I won't be able to participate as much, but I'm studying. I'm studying for sure. So I appreciate all the information that's shared in advance.
Thanks for joining in, Janal. Much love, man. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got a couple of ones. Nice. Linda Key, you want to introduce?
Linda Key. Oh, hello, Linda.
Hello, everyone. My name is Linda. Oh, you can't see me. My name is Linda. Pardon?
I was just telling him where you're at, so we can.
Yeah, I'm up in Canada. I'm up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Member of the Synergy community. Mainly, my background is in acting, and yeah, I'll be presenting on that tomorrow on the Synergy platform. Awesome. Nice to meet you. Nice to see everyone.
Nice to meet everybody. Thank you, Linda.
Cool. Just names and where you're at. Lorna.
Hi, I'm Lorna. I'm in Canada. It's great to be here.
Hello, Lorna. Thanks for participating.
And people with Menno, where are you? Are you in Holland?
Where's Menno? What's up, Menno?
What's up, man? Yes, I'm in Holland. I'm at home right now. But kind of busy. I will try to attend as much as possible. I'll just put my phone on mute and absorb the information. And I'm excited to be inspired today.
And it's an honor to have you. Like, I've been on years being so. Thank you.
Hi.
It's contagious. Hey, stages, man. Right on. And B-Boy Vic, what's up, mi hermano? You wanna say hi from? He's in Kenya.
Vic?
Hi. An honor to be here. I'm Vic, and I'm from East Africa.
Nice to meet you, Vic. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, anyone else want to jump in and introduce himself? And we can start getting upside down.
Perfect. Okay, so ready to go. Awesome. Yeah, so thank you all for joining in. I'm going to share some basics, for an hour, and we'll go through some different arm balances and inversions, concepts, how-tos, and different things. And let's get started. First and foremost,
are you okay if I record? I don't have to, but are you okay if I record?
Yeah, sure, it's fine.
Okay, beautiful. All right, cool. Thank you. Cool. Go ahead, bro.
Perfect. So thank you all again, and thank you Francisco. First and foremost, in this practice, I plan to do this as long as I can. And if you are movers, capoeiras, capoeiristas, b-boys, movers, it's important to focus on the foundation of the conditioning, which is vital and super important if you want longevity in this practice. So I make it a point to stretch and condition every day. So since today we're starting off on inversions, it's really important to focus on the wrist conditioning and the mobility, super important. So we're gonna get started together. So I'm gonna put my hands out here for support, get the arms and wrists warmed up, super important. So now what's gonna happen, we're gonna open and close 10 times, all right? So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're gonna do hold for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So you should feel a little bit of burn on your forearms and your wrists, which is super important. You get everything warmed up and engaged. So now the second phase, I'm going to put my hands on the floor like this, and I can swing side to side just to get more warm up, more mobility, movement. The wrists are super important. I suffered a long time from wrist problems for years from b-boying and breaking. And I wasn't really educated on the importance of stretching the wrist. So it's very vital. So side to side, now forward, a little bit forward, not so much, but you're going to feel a little bit of stretching in the back of your forearm, which is great. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my fingers towards my knees here, like this. Fingers towards my knees. Sit and hold this position. Pull back and forward. Hold for about 7 seconds. 2. Okay, now good. Now fingers facing each other. Hold this. Super important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, what you want to do is have your palms completely flat here, just like this, on the floor flat, and hold this for about 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to chime in and ask, and I'll be more than happy to help. Okay, so good. So that's fairly great. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my right hand, left hand, right wrist, and I'm going to make a circle in a ball just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now I'm grab the other hand, make a fist, make a ball here. Super important. Get the wrist joints warmed up. Other side. Now shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Super important. Now I can stretch my shoulders. Right hand brings across my face here. I can grab the side of my head here and just hold this stretch for about 5 seconds. Further stretching the shoulders, get everything warmed up, super looped, really important. Okay, now we can switch the other side. Right arm, left hand comes under, grabs your face. You can rest your elbow on your knee if you want. Hold this position, super important. Good, shake it out. So, and then another thing, just to add, because we don't have enough time, focusing on the squats is really important. Squats is like one of my major foundations in my poses and balances. I don't know why it makes sense, but I use this a lot just for overall good posture. And so how that works, typically everybody's flexibility range is a little bit different, but what you want to do is try to keep your back as straight as possible. So back as straight as possible, as much as you can, your back is flat, knees out to the side as wide as you can. So knees out to the side, wide as you can, okay? And if you want, you can rest the elbows on the top of on the side of your knees here. And just make sure you're breathing. Your back is elongated, super long. Keep your back straight, okay? So just make this like a daily practice. I'll say like 15 to about 30 minutes a day, you'll feel the difference in your waist. So this is great for your lower back and your hips and just overall range and mobility for your knees and your hips and everything. So this is really good. So I started off like this. Typically with everyday practice, you'll get down to here and it's super comfortable. You can just chill here all day, as long as you want, but just make it a good thing every day, okay? So you can increase the range by having knees super out to the side, or you could bring your knees in closer but just making sure that you have the integrity of the pose, keeping your back as straight as possible, like just like that. Good. Facing forward. Not so much. Okay. Get everything warmed up. So now the first arm balance of the day is something that I like to teach. The crow pose, or in the b-boy world, is more like an air baby, but a lesser advanced version of the air baby, but a crow. So a crow or bakasana, I would demonstrate. I'll break it down, and then we can play with that, and then move on to the next. Okay. So typically, you can go from high crow is where you want to be, is having your elbows on top of your knees, just like this. Okay. Elbows on top of knees, and the most important part and crucial is finding your sweet spot. Okay, everybody's body is different, and so you have to find your sweet spot. So again, as I said it before, elbows are directly on top of the knees, just like this. So this is like a simulation of what it looks like. Okay, fingers facing forward, just like that. I'm looking at the floor, or I'm looking straight ahead. So that's a simulation. So now what's going to happen, I'm going to put both my elbows on top of my knees, just like this. Okay. Super slow. Bring my hands to the floor. Okay. Now, this is super important. Make sure that you're breathing the whole time. Do not hold your breath. Breathing is your friend. It makes your job a lot easier. So, elbows on top of your knees. Okay. You're leaning forward. So one foot's gonna come off the floor. Second one follows. Engage your core. Make sure you're looking at the floor. Breathing. Engage your core. You get tired. Bring one foot back down. Okay, good. So just making sure that your elbows are on top of your knees, because this is going to set you up for something we call the air baby in the b-boy world. So this is a very nice entry prereq to the next phase, which is the one arm air baby. So again, I'll show you from the front. Elbows on top of your knees, fingers facing forward, looking forward as much as you can, breathing, engaging your core. One foot comes up, second one follows, right? When you get tired, bring one foot down, come back down the other one. Good. So making sure you're breathing, okay? And the focus on the counterbalance, what's going to help you with the counterbalance is making sure when you get to the point where you're super aware of what you're doing. So I would say, don't look at the floor so much, look straight ahead, okay? So, said it before, elbows on top of knees. I'm looking forward now, because now all my energy and focus is directing towards the wall. Okay, so breathing, one foot comes up, second one follows, leaning forward, breathing, breathing, breathing. I get tired, bring one foot back down. Okay, not so hard, but in the beginning, you have to find that sweet spot. And so I have something called a snake skin. It's from doing like tons of air babies. And so you have to find your sweet spot and your lock. So this is super important. So the basic entry practitioner, you're going to find it kind of hard to find that sweet spot, but you'll develop it over time just through practice and trial and error. So again, elbows on top of knees, just like this, fingers facing forward. Okay, let's go again. So now that you all fairly understand it, let's go for a goal of like, let's go for about a 5-second hold. Okay, making sure you're breathing the whole time. A 5-second hold. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm here to help. So again, so elbows on top of knees, fingers facing forward. One foot comes up, second one follows. Right, not so hard. Breathing, looking forward. Make sure you're breathing, breathing. Good job, Francisco. How's everybody else doing? Yeah, everybody's doing awesome. Breathing. I know Menno got this like nothing. Good job, guys. So making sure that you're looking forward the whole time. Okay, breathing. Good. So everybody has it fairly well. So now what's going to happen, we're going to bring it down to a low level and then bring them both together. So I showed you high crow, and now there's something what I call baby crow. And so it's a slight lesser modification of the high crow. And so what's going to happen is that I'm going to have the elbows. Elbows are going to be on the side of my knees. Instead of top, they're on the side. Okay. So top to the side here, just like that. Same concept. Fingers facing forward. You're looking forward. You're breathing, engaging your core. One foot comes up the floor. Second one follows. So again, fingers facing forward. Leaning forward, one foot comes off the floor, second one follows, breathing. This is a way easier version of the high crow. Good. Leaning forward, back down. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. Good job. Good job. So now again, go back to the wrist is super important. So before and after practice, make sure you stretch your wrist, condition them. You plan on doing this a lot or for a long time. Make sure that in between every entry, you just kind of warm up and stretch. So let's do that one more time. Let's do the baby crow one more time. Then we'll go to high crow. So fingers facing forward, leaning forward. One foot comes off the floor, second one follows. Boom. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. So now what's going to happen is that we can put them both together. So I'm going to go from high crow to low crow, and we'll see what that looks like. So remember, as I said it before, breathing is your friend. Breathing helps you through all your transitions and the postures. So I will demonstrate. So elbows on top of knees, fingers facing forward. One foot comes off the floor, second one follows. And now this is what I call the drop. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, exhale, drop to the floor. You see that? So what I did, I went from high crow, breathe, exhale, and drop down to the lower baby crow, which is a lot easier. That transition, okay, so right now I'm teaching you control, and this move can be broken down into different worlds. So learning how to master the basics to break the rules, okay? So awesome job. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay, good. Breathing. Okay, so now this may be fairly advanced. I'm going through this fairly quick because I want to get everything in as much as I can while I can. So again, I went from high crow, again, elbows on top of knees, just like this, elbows on top of knees, looking forward, engaging your core, which is your stomach. One foot comes off the floor, second one follows. Breathing, inhale, exhale, and drop down. Let's see, Francisco. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Good job. Good job. Okay, so now what's going to happen? I'm going to take it up one more level, and maybe kind of hard for some of you, but let's just see where we are. So now what's going to happen? I'm going to go from high crow, drop to low crow. Now the next level is to go back up. So inhale, exhale, push up, back on top of your knees. And so this is what you use your body weight for, okay? Then inhale, exhale, you push yourself back up, back on top of your knee. So this may take a little bit of practice, but these are all the fairly basic. So anybody have any questions? Yes.
Lamonte, may I, my question is, do you have any tips for supporting, how to engage my body to support moving forward, shifting my weight forward? That's where I start to feel a little fear, I think is what it is. So I'm very heavy in the back.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense. So fear is your biggest teacher. I would say to place a pillow or a mat in front of you just for support. So it's more of like a mental exercise, not to fall forward, but just know that it's always going to be there. So how can I demonstrate? So for anybody that's just starting, I would get 2 pillows just like this, right? So if I'm fairly afraid of that, just making sure you just know this is here the whole time, and making sure your head is just here. You're not leaning too far forward. If this helps you, and if not, can you demonstrate where you are? Can you demonstrate where your fear point? Oh, okay. Oh, so you already have it set up. Yeah. So can I see you do it sideways? There you go. Profile. There you go. Okay, whatever side you want. Awesome. Okay, you could get a little bit closer. Bring a little. Good. Slow. Take your time. Breathing. Keep looking forward. Okay, bring your feet up. Slow. Point your toes. Breathing. Keep looking up as much as you can. Looking forward. There you go. Make sure you're breathing. 1 foot. There you go. Awesome. That was perfect. What did that help you?
Yes, I think what helps is that, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I think what's helpful in having the pillow is that I'm trying to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pushing more into the ground.
Yes. Yeah, pushing the ground, but making sure that you're breathing the whole time and not freaking out. Breathing, engaging your core, and focusing on pointing your toes, because it barely helps you with the direction of where you're going. So making sure that you're looking straight and your toes are pointed and your core is being engaged. So, but other than that, you're doing awesome. And just make sure that you're breathing the whole time. So breathing is your friend. So as a b-boy, as a mover, it's really important to like go through all your transitions while breathing, because if you're straining, it makes your job a lot harder.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, good job. Okay. Anybody else have any questions before we move?
I got a question.
Yeah.
So you hear a lot of people now talking about only breathing through the nose while running or while stretching or moving. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I breathe through my mouth. So when I'm breathing a lot, I'm breathing through my mouth. I'm just going through everything. So for instance, if I'm doing like a handstand or an air baby, whatever, well, here's the thing. Everybody's different. And like everybody's different. So honestly, what works for me is breathing through my mouth, really shallow, like not so much. So I'm breathing like versus through my nose. You know, so I don't know.
So you breathe in through your nose?
I breathe out through my mouth. I mean, for me, like a lot of hard transitions, I'm breathing through my mouth the whole time. You know, but everybody's, you know, I mean, that's what makes you uniquely you, is that everybody has different, you know, mindsets and, you know, body structure. So whatever works for you, I feel like, you know, if it works for you, then rock with that, you know?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like, all your transitions are super crazy. So I'm just like, okay, he's probably breathing through his mouth, but no, like, how are you breathing? Are you breathing through your nose or through your mouth?
I never really think about it when I dance. I never really think about breathing. The more important thing is when I try to catch back up my breath between the rounds, I usually like breathe into my nose and breathe out to my mouth. But now you hear like a lot of this like healthy people, they always say like running and only breathing through the nose, and it's like a thing now or something. I don't know.
I would say honestly, you listen to your body. I mean, it's like your body is your highest technology. And so like it's like, you know yourself more than anybody else. So listen to how your body reacts to it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's different. Some people like apples, some people like oranges. So it's really about how you feel.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, Lamont, because you know, like some people are very concrete about the way that we are quote unquote supposed to breathe. You know, the mouth kind of like creates a little bit more fire, you know.
Yeah.
The mouth breathing kind of gives you energy, that mouth breathing, you know. And I feel what you're saying, because if you start getting too heady about it, then you go away from your nature, you know.
Exactly.
If you get into head about the breathing.
Yeah, listen to your body. It's like people get so caught up in like listening to other people's opinions, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's your body, it's your purpose, is what you're going through for yourself. So, you know, it's like one size doesn't always fit all for everybody, you know?
Yeah, some people have extra fire, some people have less fire. You know, if you look at like yoga, like ancient like yoga medicine, they talk, you know, some people have extra fire, some people don't have too much fire, some people more earth, you know, and then they have to like evoke the type of breath relevant to like to what Lamont is saying, like their uniqueness, you know.
And like, and really being present with that and like owning it, because owning yourself and listening to your body because your body is your highest tech. Listen to it. Like, it's telling you what it needs. Oh, move like this, move like that. It's fine. So awesome. All right, guys. So moving forward, So now let's try to go from baby crow back up to high crow. Okay, so as I said before, fingers facing forward. I'm in low crow position, right? I'm breathing, inhale, exhale, and push up. 1, 2, 3. If I want, I can come back down. Inhale, exhale. So this may be kind of tough for all of you, but this is just an exercise. You know, I'm showing you one move, a crow pose or a modified crane pose, whatever, but you can make that one move and compartmentalize and make 50 different transitions or like concepts out of one movement. And so I'm showing you all the very basics again, right? So I went from high crow, I went from low crow. You can bring it back up, right? You're breathing through that, but there's always levels. So I can demonstrate another level to that. So now that you have that control, now it's about the endurance and how you have the control of the movement. So for instance, I'm in a high crow. Now I can walk my elbows up or slide back down. Or I can walk here, right? I can move forward or back. I have complete control because I know what I'm doing. Or I could even walk in this position. So it's about taking one move and making it its own universe, making its own planet. So master the basics to break the rules, okay? So let's go from high crow to low crow and see if we could go back up, okay? And make sure you're breathing through all the transitions is super important, through your nose or through your mouth, okay? Let me see, can I see everybody demonstrate one for me? I see Vic, I see Carrie, I see Menno. Yeah, Menno got it on point. There you go, Menno, good job. Good job, Vic. Awesome, good job. Carrie, how you doing? Okay, you're barely getting the crow. There you go, Menno, good job, man. Oh, bro, you're walking forward, back, head spin, drill, back down. So many things you could do with that. Francisco, Linda, how you doing? Lorna? Yeah, and so both, okay, so for those that are just starting and learning, don't force yourself, baby steps, okay? I'm not here to put you in some kind of like competition. It's about learning yourself and going at your own pace, but with a little bit of challenge, okay? So those that are starting, if you can't go from baby crow to high crow, just focus on holding a crow pose for like 15 seconds or 10 seconds and see how that feels, because you have to build the endurance in your arms. Okay. Okay, so that's like, yeah, and good job, Vic. Remember to stretch your wrist is super important. Conditioning is key, stretch, okay? And so now I'm gonna demonstrate another section. So now that you understand how it works to hold the high crow and the low crow, now you can move towards learning something called the air baby. And this is what we use in the b-ball world. So basically it's a one-arm crow. And so the air baby looks like this. This is what air baby looks like. You're basically doing a one-arm crow, right? Hold that position. You do whatever you want, but you have to master the basics to break the rules. And so how that works now is that you can go from high crow, and when you have that fairly control, now you focus on the breathing and now learning how to bring your body weight to the side. You see that? From here, I bring it here to the side. And so for some of you, that may be super hard because there's a lot of body weight in mind. So it's about learning at your own pace and breathing through all the transitions. So we can go from high crow here, fingers facing forward, one foot comes up, second one follows. And so I'm right arm dominant. So I'm gonna bring my left leg towards the side of my right, so super slow. Or you can bring it off an inch, just a little bit. Bring it off an inch and bring it back. Bring it up here, and then switch to the other side. Here, there, bring it here, and there. So this may be fairly tough for all you in the beginning. B-boys, of course, always gonna have it down. They have it down to a science. Yeah, good job, Vic. Good job, Carrie. Carrie, you can bring your leg, you don't have to bring your leg all the way up towards the sky, but bring it low. And so typically how this works is that in air baby or a crow pose, you want to create a pyramid with your body, right? A pyramid. So it goes like this. Here's your butt, here's your head, here's your foot. You want to create that solid pyramid, okay? And so this is how I'm going to demonstrate it. My head is low, my butt is high, and my feet are low. So this is the pyramid position. Now for the one arm or the modified version of the air baby, I'm going to bring my left leg back a little bit towards the floor. Not so hard, not so high back, not so high because that throws my balance off. Bring it lower to the floor. So everything has a symmetry, right? So can I have you all do that? And then making sure that what typically helps me when I do something, I point my toes, okay? Good job, Vic. There you go. Good job. Keep those elbows on top of knees. Good job, Carrie. Point the toes, keep that direction pointed, okay? Point the toes, it helps you a lot. Helps you with the focus. Good job, Francisco. Lorna, good job. Taking your time. So Lorna, you're barely learning how to do the crow pose, which is good. So just keep doing that for now, okay? And remember, elbows on top of your knees, elbows on top of knees. Or you're gonna find your sweet spot. How you doing, Carrie? Good? Okay, so typically, if you wanna learn how to do the one-arm crow or the air baby, it's really important to have your elbows on top of your knees. This is how you're gonna understand the movement. If your elbow is on the side of your knee or on this side or that side, you're not gonna understand how it is to like understand, I mean, to like learn this posture. So it's really important, elbows on top of knees. And so you have to find your sweet spot, find that lock, that locking position where it's comfortable to sit in. So let me demonstrate again. Elbows on top of knees, back is straight, or no, don't worry about my back. Elbows on top of knees, fingers facing forward. When this is easy for you, when you can hold a crow pose for like 10 to 15 seconds every time you go into the entry, then you're ready to graduate to the next level. But if you're just starting, practice your crow pose until you master the basics, okay? But so this is for those that are more advanced. Elbows on top of knees, fingers facing forward. And now I'm gonna bring my left leg up to the side, super low, right? And bring it back to my elbow and switch to the other side. Here, 1 and 2. And if you notice, you heard me breathing through all transitions. I'm breathing through them all, okay? Breathing through them all. So, anybody have any more questions before we move on? Vic.
Yeah. So I realized that if I'm shifting weight, then my body moves to the other side, and if I try to exhale, then I go down.
Can I see? Can you show me that? Can you show me where you're having the problem? Inhale. Bring it back. Okay, so you have to maintain the integrity, and so that probably means that your arms are not ready to go for this transition yet. So your body will tell you when you're ready to keep moving. So it's really important for you to master the crow pose first before you're learning how to do the transition. So I'll demonstrate from the front and show you. So breathing through all the transitions. So I'm leaning forward just like this. I'm switching my body weight to my right. Breathing. Exhale. This side. Now, I may make it look easy, but it's not necessarily the case. So I just have a long foundation of training, like years and years of air babies and crow poses and different b-boy concepts into my practice. So yes, so I may make it look easy. Meadow has it down to a science because it's a b-boy. And so are you, Vic, like you have it. But now it's about fine-tuning on the certain transitions, right? So go again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So now what we could do now is, like I said, one move can be its own universe, right? So I showed you the high crow, the baby crow, and now I'm going to show you the super baby crow, which is a lot lower. Now you're lower on the floor, but now you're just understanding how deep this movement can go. So now I'm on my elbows here. Now I'm going to put my elbows on top of my knees in this position. I'm way lower now. You see that? Elbows on top of knees, leaning forward. I can bring my knee off the floor like that. But it's just another avenue that you can do. And so B-boys, typically, we take one movement and we can make like 30 different combinations out of it. And so now I'm sharing the same information to this, okay? So let's see if we can practice that. Menno has it. Good job, Carrie. Where you at, Francisco? Let's see it. There you go. There you go. Good job. Good job, Vic. Good, good, good. So now I'm sure that there's a B-boy out there. I'm sure Menno could probably do it. Probably go from like a super low and then transition to a baby crow. Like, is that even possible? Like, so maybe going from a high crow to middle crow to super baby. Let's see. I never tried it before. So I'm here, low. I guess it's possible, but I had to go to an elbow stand. But I'm just showing you, like, once you have one move, you could just break it down into whatever you want. Awesome. So we're here to move on to the next one. Let's see. Oh, Menno got it. Look at it. Menno got it. There you go. Of course, Menno got it. Yeah. He's walking back. Yeah, like you could walk back and forth. And I didn't even show you a headstand. Headstands are like a great way to like transition all your movements, but this is mainly arm balances for now. So now the next section I can go for is something called a Mayurasana, or a stab or croc. And so how that looks is, so these are all the different worlds. So now we went from the crow pose world, right? Oh, and then how to finish for the air baby. This could be its own workshop in itself, but how to practice the air baby, you should have mastered the crow pose, all the crow poses, like you mastered the high crow, low crow, right? And so now the next level for learning how to do the air baby is now what's going to happen. You practice with one arm in front of you to assist yourself, right? So this is kind of like your training wheel. It's there for your support. So when you're finally ready to let go, you can balance on one hand. So how that works is elbows on top of knees, right? You're in the low crow, air baby, right? And so now what's going to happen when I'm getting ready to let go for one hand, I'm bringing my chest towards you, towards the wall facing you, right? So I put all the weight on my right side, leaning forward, point my toes. And so now what's going to happen, I'll have my fingertips here for support. And this is the most important thing. The fingertips on the floor is what holds you up, okay? Fingertips on my hands, and I bring it off the floor an inch. I bring it off an inch, catch it. Bring it off the floor and catch it again. Super important. So I'm going to simulate it again. You want a fingertip here? Bring your fingers off the floor, catch it again. Off the floor and catch it. And make sure you're breathing the whole time. Super important to breathe, again. So fingers off the floor. I'm in the air baby position, right? I'm leaning forward. When I feel like I'm ready, bring my fingers off the floor and catch it again. So this may be super hard for the basic, for the student. It's really hard, okay? So this is something that you have to practice over time. And so that's what I'm saying. This practice can go forever. It goes for years. And it's all based on your focus and your dedication. And don't forget, practice everything both sides. Super important to keep everything equally balanced. Both sides, super important. So now I do my right, now I do my left. Here's my left side. Fingertipping, right? Even just holding this position, just holding that will help you understand all the mechanics. So holding it for like 5 seconds, you know? If that's easy, hold for 10 seconds, okay? Don't rush the process. Don't rush anything. Listen to your body. Conditioning is super important. So again, You can just hold. So
Lamont, your extended legs coming up higher now on this on the side, on that one side, right?
yeah, yeah. So keep it low. Keep that low the whole time. And so basically, well, okay. So what you guys' homework is, I want you to practice the crow pose. Your goal every time you do a crow pose, 20 seconds. Okay, 20-second hold, breathing. The next one will be the baby crow, 20 seconds, right? So once that's fairly easy, then you're ready to go for the air baby preparation, which is here, right? Be slow, holding this position, finger tipping, breathing. Now I'm to my right side. Fingertip in front of you, not so far out, right in front of, like right up, close to your head, right? So have your fingertips close to your head, not so far forward or far back, but right in the middle. It's there for support, right? You're breathing, looking straight. You're in the air baby position. You're here. Hold this for about 5 seconds, okay? Keep building that. And then when you're ready, you learn how to let go. So you're here, fingertips, right? You hold that position. You got to build the strength first. Here. And then air baby will be easy for you. But it's just practice. So you have to keep building and expanding on that world. Super important, okay? Both sides. So what time we at?
We we're almost at the hour. I want to ask you just, I mean, before we close, also, like, maybe other people got some other questions that you're open to answering, but like any tips and stuff like that for headstands, and then that's one question, and then another one, like recovery, like if you got some aches and things like that, anything you kind of recommend for recovery. I know some b-boys, some martial artists here, yogis especially, like all of us, like kind of go a little hard on our body sometimes, so I need like recovery tips, and then inversion or headstand tips or handstands, anything like that people could
and normally when I teach a workshop, they're normally like 2 hours, and they cover arm balances, headstands, handstands, hand balancing, transitions. So just know that this is only one small part of what I teach. Okay, so it goes on to other levels. But I would say for headstands, that's another universe in itself. But just making sure that when you practice a headstand, the alignment is the key. So making sure that everything is stacked, so your back is flat, completely flat, right? And your hips are in front of you. So let me demonstrate really fast. So my back is straight as possible. All my weight's in front of you. Your body weight, whatever you want to do, everything has to be in front of you, because all your weight is in front, right? And so that helps you with your headstands, your head spins, whatever, making sure that your back is straight and your legs are in front of you. But the most important part is the arms, okay? The arms are super crucial. And so how that works, I'll show you from the front. Arms here are sturdy. They're not here to the side, unless you're doing something else. But since you're learning, arms are sturdy right here in front of you, okay? They have to be super strong, almost kind of like tree roots in the ground. Like they have to be really strong and sturdy. So arms and front sturdy here. So I do whatever shape I want, whatever. Everything has to be strong, supported, super strong, right? And I show you from the side. Here, you can rest here, elbows on top of your knees, right? Engage your core, legs up. Arms are super strong. So just making sure that you have a super strong foundation, it's super crucial. And I would say for recovery, rest, listen to your body, lots of sleeping. And what usually helps me too is like ice baths. Ice baths are super good for like recovery, but just rest and eating right, Eating right is super important. Resting, listening to your body. Don't push so hard. Like really listen to your body. Like it'll tell you, hey, I need a rest. Listen to it, do it. Super important. We're in this culture where we're like, you have to go the extra mile and you have to push until you can't go anymore. And then that's typically how people get hurt. It's like, this should be like a mindful, spiritual, conscious practice. Like it should be about conscious movement, not just like, I'm going to do something and do it until, no, be more mindful and conscious with your practice and your movement. It's super important. Like, be going through tons of like, spiritual journeys and plant medicine. I just learned to be more conscious with my movement, essential conscious movement. And so listening to your body, being in tune with it, because it's your vessel, right? It's your temple. So just keep that in mind. Any questions? Anybody else have any last questions? And you all did super amazing.
Hi, Lamont. So I find that I balance for my back. I sit on this part of my arm and I can get up here. But when you're doing the one leg, it feels like you almost have to get your knee in behind your elbow. Is that right? What you doing
Yes. Typically,
okay.
That most of your body weight will shift down, which is fine. It's perfectly normal. So you're going to develop a certain pocket here, and it'll be. But it's this practice. It's more of kind of like you have to break it in. It's like B-boys have like bumps on top, or even like scars or whatever, air baby or snakes. It's just something that's normal, and you have to just normal.
Yeah. Because I can be here as long as I want, but this I'm finding my muscles kind of going.
That's perfect. You know what?
Okay.
When I first started to learn how to do crow poses or like air babies, I was a mess and I was falling all over. But just over time, like, you have to build the integrity of the structure, which is super important. Just build that structure and make sure it's super strong. Like, this is like your foundation, right? So it has to be strong. And then how you build that is this repetition, like 1,000 times where it's like you can wake up in the morning and do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Good job.
It was great. Thank you. It was so fun.
Awesome. Anybody else have any other questions?
Cool. Thank you so much, Lamont. Appreciate it. You guys, so we'll definitely be doing some crows on Monday's class.
Dope.
And I mean, some of that self-care, get a lot of sleep, rest, be mindful with your movements, that kind of push, power hour, power lunch, power yoga, like everything driven about power mentality, is a little bit old now. I think the pushing, that kind of mentality to like kind of muscle things and just be mindful.
As we're like in this new era of COVID, right? And so what I learned through this process, like, it's an awakening and it's like an evolution and an upgrade with yourself and your practice. And so I really focus on more like focus on essential conscious training or movement, where it's conscious behind it. Like you're not going to hurt yourself. You actually want to heal yourself through movement. You can actually heal yourself through your movement with the intention, which is super important. The intention, what you're doing for your movement. When I got into B-boy at first, I came from, a lot of pain, hatred, anger, and I put that into my practice. And I always found it, hurting myself. And I wasn't really mindful and like conscious of what I was doing until years later, where I was like, hey, this can be more of a healing practice versus me damaging myself. So just keep that in mind. Be conscious with your movement.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you bring, hermano, and your message. With that, I think yoga is a wonderful kind of vehicle to communicate that. At the same time, there's all types of yoga and there's all types of people bringing all types of energy to yoga. So don't judge according to one thing you see, but just stay true, and stay mindful. And yoga is a wonderful vehicle for that. It's definitely brought a lot of I love introducing yoga to a lot of my martial art friends and my b-boy friends, because kind of helps put Humpty Dumpty back together a little bit,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you, mi hermano. I'm doing a trip to Peru in April. Let me know if you want to come down.
I'm down to visit mother.
Yes. I know. I look forward to talking to you a little bit more about that. Anything else, you guys? I'm gonna share Lamont's handle. We put it on the Instagram. Any good questions you guys have more for Lamont, please message him directly. You know, he's a good brother. We got to keep supporting each other in the arts. You know, the arts are. Anyone else want to say anything? And I'm gonna put the recording up in the library for some the members here so you can watch it over.
Awesome.
I
Yeah,
just graduated